Good morning, everybody. I am about to proceed with the odd problems. I also probably will do some even ones just because. So whichever problem, I want you to do every problem on the study guide to review for the test, but since so throughout the day, if you look at this, there are 29 questions. That's a lot of questions. But hopefully you know what you're doing. I'm going to use different methods because it doesn't tell you which method to use on any of these. I'm also going to do the calculator hacks again, like in the first video you saw on Canvas today. So anyway, I want to do my work on a separate sheet of paper, just like it says that you're supposed to do right up here. I'm sure some of you will forget that, but you notice I didn't leave much room for showing your work, okay? So I wanted to do number 4 next. Number 3 is exactly like number 1. No, I'm sorry. 2 and 3 are exactly alike. So I will do 3 and 4. 5 is just like number 1, so I might skip that. 6 is just like, number 2 and 3, so I'll skip that. Anyway, so I'm just going to get you started, okay, and then let you finish it up. So let's go to number, so I did number 1 right here, okay? I did bottoms up. Remember, A is 1 right here, so I didn't have to do near as many steps. I could check this on my calculator with PolySolve. So again, it doesn't just have to be a factoring problem, but since it's so quick, I'm going to check my answer. I'm going to go to quit. Then I'm going to hit the blue button and the button right above the left parentheses, and I'm going to choose PolySolve for number 1. Number 1 is quadratic. Number 2 is cubic. We have not been working on cubic equations. Our highest exponent's always been a 2, so that's ax squared. So do the first option because that's what a quadratic equation. The second option is called a cubic equation because the highest exponent is a 3. So choose number 1. It says, what is your A? Well, let's do, so I'm just confirming my answer to number 1. A is 1. B is negative 14. C is negative 15. Press enter, solve. The first answer is negative 1. This little 1 right here just means the first answer. So the first x is negative 1, which you can see I got right there. Let's press enter. The second answer is positive 15, which I got right there. Okay? All right. Now I'm going to do number 2 and then number 4. All right, number 2. Reminder, I'm going to ask you to show your work when you take the online test on some of the problems. If you don't show your work, you won't get any credit for those particular problems. All right, 3x squared plus 2x minus 8. This video might take more than this. These problems may take more than one video. I'm already on 4 minutes. X squared plus 2x minus 24 equals 0. I just multiplied A times C. Now I'm going to find my magic numbers. Positive 6 and negative 4. Now I'm going to divide by A, which is 3. Get x plus 2. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And I get x minus 4/3. You can take the bottom up if you want to. I'm not going to because I'm solving. I'm not just factoring. If I was just factoring, I'd have to take the bottom up. X plus 2 equals 0. X minus 4/3 equals 0. Subtract 2 from both sides. X equals negative 2. Add 4/3 to both sides. X equals positive 4/3. Okay, that's number 2. Bottoms up. All right, number 4. I like number 4. 2x squared minus 50. Okay. I'm going to show you two different ways to do number 4, and they're both pretty quick, so it's not going to take a lot of time. Guys, you can do number 4 any of the 3 ways we learned, but I'm not going to do the quadratic formula. I'm going to take out the GCF. 2 times x squared minus 25 equals 0. After I do that, I'm going to factor dots, x plus 5 times x minus 5. I remembered to bring down my GCF. I can't set up an equation with 2, okay, because there's no variable there, but I can set up 2 different equations here and here. X plus 5 equals 0. X minus 5 equals 0. Subtract 5 from both sides, x equals negative 5. Add 5 to both sides, x equals 5. There you go. Solve by factoring. All right, you're going to like this method better. Square root method. 2x squared equals 0 plus 50, which is 50. Get rid of the 2. X squared equals 25. Take the square root of both sides. X equals positive or negative 5. 2 answers. Same as these 2 answers. Again, guys, you can check this with your calculator. Just remember, what is A in this original problem? A is 2. What is B in this problem? It is 0 because there's no BX term. C is negative 50. So if you use PolySolve in the calculator and type in 2, 0, and negative 50, it'll give you those 2 answers. Okay? All right, so 2 different ways to do number 4. If you wanted to do the quadratic formula, go for it. All right. 5 and 6, we've already done one like those. 7 and 8, again, there's no BX term in this problem, guys. There's no BX term in this problem. So if I were you, I would just do the square root method. Okay? In number 7, it's a little easier. 3x squared equals 27 is the problem. Divide both sides by 3. X squared equals 9. Take the square root of both sides. X equals positive or negative 3. Positive or negative 3. That's a plus and a minus. Okay? 2 answers. Number 8, I'm going to help you get it started. X plus 8 squared equals 32. Guys, remember on this one, you cannot subtract 8 first, okay, because it's inside the parentheses. You have to take the square root first to get rid of the 2. Remember, the purpose of square root is that the square root undoes the exponent of 2. So they cancel each other out, and I get x plus 8 equals a strange number right here. Your calculator gives you, for the square root of 32, it gives you 4 square root of 2. Okay? Now, all I've got to do, and remember there's a plus and a minus. So x plus 8 equals 4 square root 2. X plus 8 equals negative 4 square root of 2. So if I subtract 8 from both sides, x equals negative 8 plus 4 square root of 2. And if I subtract 8 over here, x equals negative 8 minus 4 square root of 2. Now, here's the bad news, guys. PolySolve on this one is going to give you some strange decimals, okay? Strange decimals. Okay, some decimals that just keep going and going and going. So I'm going to suggest to you on number 8. I know I did the whole thing and I said I was just going to get it started for you, but there are going to be more problems like this on the study guide, and I'll tell you I've already done one like that. So you'll look back to number 8 and do it. Okay? All right, I'm at 10 minutes, and I'm only on number 8. I've already done one like 9 and 10, so I'll let you do those. In number 11, I'm just going to give you one little, again, these are all these problems, it's solved by factoring, solved by quadratic formula, or solved by square roots. This problem is not equal to 0. I've got to get it equal to 0. Because the only way I can do this is either the quadratic formula or factoring. And I'll tell you something. Let's just look at it. Let's subtract 2 from both sides so that we get it equal to 0. So x squared plus 4x. Now it becomes minus 3. Negative 1 and negative 2 give you negative 3. And then on the right side equals 0. So now you're going to try to find factors of negative 3 that add up to 4, but guess what? They don't. So on this one, you're going to have to use the quadratic formula. I'm just saying that's the only way to do it. Okay? I'll let you work on that. This one, again, if you start to try to factor this, you're going to probably find out that there are no factors of negative 7 that add up to negative 5. When you multiply a times c right here, you get negative 7. And there are no factors of negative 7 that add up to negative 5. So guess what? And you can't do the square root method because there's a bx term right here. So you have to do what? You have to do the quadratic formula again on this one. Okay? This one I'm pretty sure you can do it 2 different ways. Factoring or quadratic formula. Same thing on this one, factoring or quadratic formula. All right. I'm going to do one quadratic formula problem for you. I'm going to do number 12. Okay? 12. All right. A is negative 7. B is negative 5. C is positive 1. First thing I'm going to do is b squared minus 4ac. B squared minus 4 times a times c. So that's negative 5 squared. Make sure you put it in parentheses. 4 times a is 4 times negative 7. C is 1. That's 25 plus 28, which is 53. So now, for the quadratic formula, I'm going to write the equation down again up here. Remember, we've already done b squared minus 4ac, and we got 53. Okay? All right. So, opposite of b is going to be positive 5. So 5 plus or minus the square root of 53 over 2a. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. Again, 2a is 2 times negative 7, which equals negative 14. So x equals that. Guys, when you type this in your calculator, to check it, just type the plus or the minus symbol. You can't do both. But when you type this in your calculator, it won't simplify. This is the simplest form you can get the answer. Your calculator might give you a decimal depending on what mode your calculator in, but you cannot simplify this answer. So that's the answer to number 12. Okay? So now you've seen the quadratic formula. You've seen solve by factoring. You've seen the square root method. Okay? Number 15. I had some people get problems like this wrong on the quiz. X plus 5. It's already factored for you. All you have to do is set up 2 equations. My time is about to run out, so I'm going to solve this really quick. X plus 5 equals 0. X minus 2 equals 0. X equals negative 5. X equals 2. All right. 7 seconds. I'm going to make one more video, and